Cincinnati, Ohio. Don on our line for Democrats. Go ahead.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I just wanted to ask you, I don't know these things, but you're saying that we should capture the guys in Pakistan, and they're supposed to be our allies. And also, if as far as the torture thing goes, I don't know how to say it. Okay, in the future, our soldiers, are they going to be okay for somebody else to torture our soldiers with waterboarding if it's not torture?
Well, first of all, you cannot use these techniques on American service members because American service members are covered by the Geneva Conventions. They are lawful combatants. Terrorists like the Al-Qaeda leaders like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed are not lawful combatants, and they are not. They don't have the privileges of the Geneva Convention. So you have more freedom to use coercive interrogation techniques on people like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, where it's completely lawful. Where in the case of an American service member that's captured, it's not lawful. As to whether it's torture, we waterboarded 3 terrorists during the Bush administration: Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Abu Zubaydah, and a fellow named Al Nashri, who was behind the USS bombing of the USS Cole. To this day, the United States government waterboards people. We waterboard our own troops as part of their military training. If waterboarding, we don't pull off their fingernails with pliers. We don't use hot pokers to scald them. We don't drill their teeth without Novocaine. We don't electrocute them. But we do waterboard them. If waterboarding was torture, that would be illegal because there's no training exception in this torture statute. So we do waterboard people all the time. We waterboard our own troops. So it is not torture. It's tough. It's unpleasant. But without it, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed wouldn't have told us anything.
Gainesville, Florida, on our line for Independence, Marquiso.
Hi, good morning, sir, and thank you for the opportunity to make this phone call and to tell Mr. Thiessen how hypocritical he is. He has failed to understand that waterboarding is a torture, and that we violate the Geneva Convention, Article 3. I'm a soldier. I serve this nation. Sir, you did not serve this nation, and you don't take and embarrass our country to the international community and then claim that we declare war into a nation that exists with legal laws and legal government, and that we are not at war with them, and that we got the right to torture their people, but they don't have the right to torture ours. You have not served our nation. You are a disgrace to this country.
Thank you for that comment. You're just completely wrong. Waterboarding is not torture. And I'll tell you a story as to why it worked. One of the stories I tell in the book, Courting Disaster, is the story that was given to me actually by the actual interrogators. Is a story of Abu Zubaydah, who was the first person to be waterboarded. And after he underwent waterboarding, he thanked his interrogators for waterboarding him, and he said, "You must do this for all the brothers." Now, why would a terrorist thank us for waterboarding him? What he explained to us was that it lifted a moral burden from his shoulders, the burden to resist. That he explained that the jihadi philosophy is that Allah is going to prevail no matter what he says to during his interrogation. And so his responsibility is to resist as far as he can, and then once he's reached his limit, he is free to spill his guts and tell us everything he knows. Now, if you know that, and what the CIA did is they developed a set of techniques that were not torture, that did not cause severe physical, mental pain and suffering, which is the standard under U.S. law, that did not cause any lasting harm to the terrorists, but gave them something to resist. They started with the least coercive techniques first, and only 3 people actually ever made it to waterboarding. And as they questioned them as they used these techniques, they asked them questions they knew the answers to, so that they could gauge whether or not they were telling the truth. And had made the decision to cooperate. And then once they judged that they had made the decision to cooperate, the techniques stopped. They were used for a few days. And then they had a conversation with them the way you and I are talking right now. And as I said, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed ran a graduate-level course on Al-Qaeda after going through these techniques. He gave us everything, virtually everything, according to the intelligence community, that he knew about his plans for new attacks.